for Alabama's team, their fans, the venue. It was one hell of a game. Tale of two halves. Obviously, we were not really prepared, and that falls on me in the first half. We didn't do a great job, especially defensively. But we also gave them short field, and with a short field and a quarterback like Milroe, it creates a lot of tough times. I am extremely proud of our team at halftime. I thought our coaches made good adjustments. Everybody was positive. And I talked to them. I told them, I said, look, guys, I've been in the stadium down in Texas A&M, probably just as bad, and came back to make it a game and had a chance to win the game. And didn't make more plays than Alabama. So a lot of credit to them. And for us, humility is always a week away. We got to go get ready for another tough opponent coming to our place. So that'll open it up.
Kirby, what did you do different in the second half to kind of defend Milroe versus the first half?
Well, we probably weren't as aggressive. We were more aggressive in the first half and took some chances and probably got hit on some things that they did a good job of packaging run and pass with him. And, you know, he's hard to defend, but when he's 28 of 31 or whatever it was at halftime, he was, I don't know what it was, but there was not very many incompletions. He's really hard to defend. So you have to pick your poison. Do you want the guy to take off and beat you running? Do you want to play loose coverage and try to keep eyes on him so he doesn't take off? He ran the ball well on the perimeter, and we lost contain, and then he also threw the ball well, which made it really tough. In the second half, we played some tighter coverage. We made some stops, and we possessed the ball in offense. In addition, when you make stops, you give yourself a chance.
Can you talk about Ryan Williams, Kirby?
Great player. I mean, I got asked by the game day crew before the thing about what are you going to do special for Ryan Williams. And I said, we can't do anything special for Ryan Williams. They got a guy back there, quarterback, that could be the best running back in the country, and he throws the ball. So you can't put two people in Ryan Williams. You can't do it. You got to make him make throws. And we've known Ryan for a long time. He came to our place on several visits. He's such a great kid. He's extremely fast and elusive. He's got great ball skills. You know, Malachi had really good coverage on him on a double move. He got on top of Malachi. And, you know, if I had to do it over again, we would challenge him more and get up on him. We were off a lot. But the play he made was actually in press coverage there late. And, you know, that's okay to give that up. That's hard. But we call that ball on them. You can't tackle him. You got to get him on the ground, make him snap it again. And we had momentum to make him drive it through. We didn't get him on the ground. And that's the biggest fatal flaw of that play.
Kirby, you're known for having, you know, unbelievable game plans with 2 weeks to prepare. What did they do to surprise you in that first half?
I was surprised. We turned the ball over, I don't know how many times, 2 or 3 in the short field, and they did a really good job in the red area. You know, we were going to make Milroe throw the ball in the red area to beat us. We didn't have to. He ran around us. You know, and we had our best player on him on 4th and 1. He outran him to the sideline and then turned up and scored. He ran outside of a blitz defense that we got more people than they can block in there, and he ran what we call a moon sweep outside. He's a really good football player. He's a really good football player. So, you know, if you could just stop him and not worry about him throwing it, I think you could do it. But when he's throwing it well and they're catching it well, it's really hard to stop.
Kirby, what was your message to your defense after the first 7 drives where they obviously weren't getting stops?
Get stops. You gotta get stops. You know what I mean? Play by play. You gotta do a better job. You gotta settle down. You gotta communicate well. You know, if you go back, the first drive, we're 3rd and 7, and we worked all week on. They go fast on 3rd down. They hard count. They look to see what you're in, and we practiced that all week. And we talked about not jumping off sides. We jump off sides, and they're deadly in 3rd and 2. They're hard to stop in 3rd and 2. So we got them 3rd and 7, 3 and out. Going to get the ball. Doesn't happen, and they score. And then they score. And then we turn over and they score. It was tough sledding for sure, and I give them a lot of credit. They did some different things, very similar plays, but they had different looks to it. They did a good job with their backs out of the backfield too.
How do you evaluate Carson back in the first half compared to what he was able to do late in the fourth?
Say that again.
How do you evaluate Carson back to what he did in the first half to what he was able to do late in the fourth?
Well, I don't know that there was a huge difference. We had 4 downs to do everything in the second half. So the 4 downs made a big difference. When you got 4 downs, you know, you got a couple of wastes in there. We got to the point where we had to be aggressive and go fast, which opened some things up. I was really proud of the way he played. You know, one of the interceptions was not his fault. You know, he did what he was supposed to do. The fumble is probably the one that he'll look back on and say, it's 1st and 10. Just throw it away. Just throw it away. We don't have to make a play there because we got 4 downs. We got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And to fumble that one and get it back in the that's really tough.
You know, 1-6 in your career against Alabama. Is there anything that leads to that?
I don't know. What's their bounce record is?
Not great.
You know? Has anybody got one better than 1-6? Just played them 6 times? I don't think so. I think they got really good players. They got a great program. I got an immense amount of respect for them. They do a great job. I mean, Nick's recruited good players. Caleb's got good players in here. It's a tough battle. Of those I mean, 2 of them been here. You know, and they've been tough. They've been really tough battles. So a lot of credit to those guys and a lot of respect to them.
Coach, saw you talk to almost every guy that walked off the field. What did you tell them, and why was that important for you to talk to each of those guys walking back into the tunnel?
Well, there's no greater response of a leader than to be with the guys who go to battle with you. And those kids went to battle tonight. Look, no mistake about it. That group we got in there, man, they're connected. They're proud. They got pride. And I told them, I said, guys, I don't know what the second half's going to look like. But I do know this. When we watch it, we're going to find out a lot about ourselves. We're going to see what kind of character we got. And I'll be honest, I thought we were a team that was in really good shape. I thought that we could play them into the 4th quarter once we had we were in the situation we were. We just had to get one moment at a time. And I didn't want to walk off the field without, telling each one of them how much I appreciated how they responded to it. That was pretty tough in person.
Going off that, after Kentucky, you said that taught you a lot about your team. Is there anything different that tonight's loss showed you?
We can't turn the ball over and win games. I mean, we know that. We've been one of the few teams that hasn't done that, but we flirted with it, and we had several times tonight we turned it over. And we were more explosive, but so were they. And they're an extremely explosive team. I mean, they're going to be explosive all year because they're explosive playmakers. But I know the team. I got in that room. I didn't learn anything tonight that I didn't already know because they're fighters.
What did you see on Carson's deep shot to Dylan? The go-ahead touchdown.
It's a great play design by Mike, and we thought that it was there all week. It had to be the right look, and that was a great call. I didn't even know at the time he called it, but it was one of those that we thought we could take advantage of their aggressiveness. They got some really aggressive safeties, and he bid on it. And it's a great throw by Carson. Great play.
Any update on Jared Wilson?
He came back in, I think.
Kirby, just offensively, what's kind of led to a little bit of the inefficiencies on 3rd down?
Well, tonight it's hard to judge. It's 3rd down and 2nd down. So I can't, say tonight. I mean, we were behind so early. This was a hard game to evaluate from an offensive standpoint when it's that quick. You know what I mean? And I do think we got to communicate better. We got to execute at a higher level, and that was one of the things we said coming out of Kentucky. But look, it's hard to communicate in that environment. I've been in this league a long time. You go call a play and try to get 11 people on the same page and execute while not being vanilla. It's a challenge, and they make it tough playing on the road, and we got to do a better job of executing at a high clip. I mean, we get a max blitz, we check to a screen, it's a great call, it's a perfect thing to do, and the guy misses it, and he doesn't see the signal, and we throw a pick, so it's like you can't do those things against good teams and win.
Mikel makes his return tonight. What did you see in him rehabbing to get back and just what he was able to do with
Just
his
a love for the university. I mean, he had 24, 25 people here tonight. His mom lives right down the road. His mom's right here from Alabama. It meant a lot to him, and he was pulling guys on the sideline. He didn't have to do what he did to try to get out there and play, and he cares about this team, and he's a warrior. I mean, I love the guy because he's like, Coach, I'm going. And he halftime, he's still, I'm going. He wants to win. So it's just a great character reference for him.
You mentioned the turnovers being uncharacteristic. Is there any reason you can point to for the cause of those?
The pressure. I mean, Carson's was just didn't protect the ball. He had one hand on the ball. I mean, you can point to anything in turnovers. They have them too. So it's really important that you don't turn the ball over. But we had to take risk too. So every time we had a 4th down, it was a potential turnover. They had a 4th down that we stopped. That was a turnover. So there's a lot of big plays in that game. A lot of big plays to get in.
When you go down that early, what did you see from your guys on the sideline, and why were they not able to just go down, pound themselves? Why were they able to fight back?
Yeah, we're not built like that. I mean, you're not going to do that. I mean, that's not who we are. We fight too much each day out of practice to sit down and quit. I mean, they had a great response in halftime. I thought that was great the way they handled it.
What was your message to Aaron if something like that goes down on a critical down?
What's that? Which one?
The bus was not coach.
Oh, next play, man. Next play. Next moment. I mean, shoot. Aaron made some plays in that game too. You know what I mean? So it's one of those deals. It's a boxing match, and he didn't let it affect him. He just went and played the next play. That's all you can do is play the next play, man. You just keep playing the next play.
Got time for one more question? Anybody? All right, thanks, Coach.